Should we go tier list?
Yeah, I was gonna say anything else before we go to the main one. All right, this is the fun
Everybody
stuff, boys.
loves tier list.
All right,
I can't wait to get clipped and memed.
Clipped and shipped.
I think I might not. No.
Well, this is going to be going to be phase 1. I don't know how we're going to split it between speedrunning and damage or how we want to do this. I guess we can put it as a.
I think we could try to think of both, like, right? Is there like, should there be like a double S tier? You know, I feel like some classes are like S tier and some are like just peaking above, but calling them A makes it like phonetically feel bad, right? Like, don't people like kind of like generally are like, A tier's not nearly as good.
So yeah,
What?
So like, as somebody who's made a lot of like public lists
S
that get
plus.
criticized in the past, yeah, like double SS plus tier, whatever. You have to define the criteria of it ahead of time. So it's like,
how do we want to do it?
Are we like rating things based on how much DPS they do, or are we factoring their raid utility? If there was only one of them in the raid, right? Like, what or the stackability of the class? Like,
It's
what,
so
what,
impossible. It's
yeah,
impossible.
but that's the thing is you have to
DPS.
you have to just make, because other people are going to look at your list and they're going to do it by their own criteria and be like, why would that be there? Like that thing, why would it brings lust to the raid? Like it's an S plus, like it's better than that.
We can do one because we have to do quite a few episodes. We're actually gonna do a couple in 1 week because we're starting class deep dives next week, and we can do one at the end of them too. So we can do a regular one, just a pure DPS one, and then the next episode we can do this is speed running top phase 1 or something like that, and then utility or overall. That would work. I don't know. What do you think? That makes sense.
Well,
You want to do that, Sarthe? What do you think?
The interesting thing is, I think a lot of us we all think about overall, and we also notice the single target. So it's hard to define, like to factor in.
Here. Let's do 4 tier lists at the same time.
Yeah.
And
hey man, people tell me to do a tank tier list, and I'm like, all right, it's gonna be 4 lists
for Naxx.
all in different order
for Naxx, right?
Yeah.
This is focused on Naxx. We should do damage for Naxx. Sarthe 3D, it's like you're stacking your single target DPSers super hard, but Naxx, there's even fights that have a lot of cleave and stuff, right?
Okay.
So like,
so I guess the way I would want to do it is I would want us to try and judge how much damage the class does overall, but also factor into their damage the contribution they would have to a raid damage wise.
That's how I like to do it too.
Okay.
And that's
like-
kind of how Warcraft Logs is thinking about doing it, right? Because
That's how they do Final Fantasy 14 logs. And it's run by the same person. Yeah, if you go to Final Fantasy 14 logs, they have 2 categories for DPS. One is RDPS, and then the other one I think is like EDPS or something like that. If you mouse over it, it'll say damage taken and damage given. So you mouse over a bard, they have like 5k DPS, and it'll say they gave 3k to somebody else. And right, and then their real damage that showed up on the meter was 2k. But then the log took it and said they actually contributed 5k damage.
That would be so dope.
And so it works like that. It's a lot easier to do in Final Fantasy logs. You could pull it up right now and actually look at it. I played it a little bit at the very beginning when it became a Realm Reborn, and a lot of those things are like actually just flat damage increases or like percentage damage increases. So it's a lot harder to do for WoW, because there's some things where you're just like, I don't know how much is 5 stack of Sunder really added. So
all right,
it's a little harder to
do. He says, pretend you're not. Yeah, we're not gonna do this. Won't be. We'll have a different one about this, like a speedrunning tier list next time or something. Yeah, that's gonna be very different, right? BM hunters. Did anybody try BM hunter raid? That's another problem. We didn't even see all these in raid. Did anybody even try to see a BM hunter? I think we just assumed it was ass and nobody really tried it.
What we should do is have a category where like we have no information. Because Arms Warrior, we didn't see any because it's literally broken. And because
or like not enough info, because that's more.
Not enough info seems good to me. I agree.
Like that. Here we go.
Hell, you may as well put Aptly Lock there too.
Yeah, what are we putting here?
Arms
Warrior. Do we do it ahead of time?
Arms Warrior for sure.
DKs, UKs, Boomies, Feral, Red, everything seems
to be. Do you want to try
to? I think we're good.
Think you could rank Affliction Lock?
Yeah, it's still fucking
app correctly.
Yeah. Did Fury Warrior have an issue with Slam?
I don't know.
It was like resetting their swing timer still. That's what I heard, is that Fury Warriors weren't able to use instant Slam without it like still resetting their swing timer or blocking their swing timer from going off or starting.
I'm not sure, so then maybe.
And that's what I heard. I don't know if that's true or not. So it's confirm that for me.
Especially with like pre-fox and like full pre-aid bis. Yeah. So I saw some pretty solid logs from him. But if they're still bugged, then we don't know how they're really going to perform.
Yeah. So Dion's, I trust him. He's very, very informed. He says that his slam is resetting / blocking your swing timer. So
yeah,
okay. Instant slam was resetting your swing timer. So any procs you got would just actually be a DPS loss.
All right.
So, don't know where I would put Fury. I'd have a hunch.
Survival hunters.
Okay, they're sick. Their overall damage is really strong, and their single target is really strong. But they're not gonna beat out on the top DPS people on single target or on overall. But good hunters are doing a lot more damage than your average hunter. They're probably A tier. I would say at the top of A tier, survival hunter is doing really well, and they're gonna continue to do really well. They get a lot of AoE damage with their traps, and explosive shot is more of their damage than anything else, even on overall meters. I think they're gonna be really strong. They're the single target spec too. That's like should be pumping like 3rd to 4th DPS a lot of times.
I disagree. I thought it was S tier. They pump. Like when I remember looking at remember you were in a full template hunter and you were keeping up with,
you playing Marksman?
Yeah, I was playing Marksman.
Oh, that was Marksman. I'm sorry. Okay.
Yeah. I think it'll be like at the bottom of S tier, but at the very top of A tier. They are very, very solid, right? Like really fucking strong. I think ideally, if it was like my situation, I would be playing like a marksman marksman on overall build, and then I would like before boss switch to survival, and then it would be like S tier. But like on overall, it falls behind the marksman build slightly.
So then where are you putting marksman?
I would put marksman in S tier.
Okay. Anybody else here?
Like marksman is so strong right now.
They seem really good. I'm excited to play it.
Yeah. It is all hunter specs are really not all, I guess, because we haven't seen BM, but they're really, really strong, and they're really strong on both single target and strong on overall. Hunters just get this crazy AoE damage now. That's fucking so fun.
I think the pet change too of them taking way less damage makes the pet classes much more viable, and they should. I mean, hunters, especially with TBC, put a lot of work into theory crafting the fuck out of themselves, and that their Discord's really strong, and I think that there's going to be a lot of optimization going in. We'll see if they have a place in a speedrun scenario. I have a feeling you're going to be doing less like pulls like you did in vanilla, and more just like face pull everything. And hunters are really good when you're doing regular pulls like that, but we'll see.
I think they really shine though if we end up pulling bigger, and that's where we will do, even though we don't have the AoE cap and stuff right now. Like I think hunters really shine moving throughout a raid. They're very consistent damage throughout a whole raid, and then also they can do very good single target. But their single target, the only downside is it's not the best single target. They also do bring like attack power buff, but you've got DKs with that. Survival hunter brings replenishment. You've got Shadow Priest with that, but also Ret. But realistically, Ret in this tier is one of the weaker classes.
Well, replenishment, yes, but replenishment also it doesn't like more is good because your uptime is it doesn't, it's not always up, and so the more you have, the more up it is, and that's good.
Yeah,
it should be up quite a bit, especially if there's like a Shadow Priest in there. I know it's up most of the time with the Shadow Priest.
It doesn't hit everyone though.
Oh, true. You're right. Okay.
It's 10 targets.
Okay. Fair.
If you have one, and another one goes up by somebody else, does it prioritize people that don't already have it?
I guess the smart buff.
I don't know.
I'm not sure.
That's actually a pretty good question.
That is a good question.
Chat,
really good question.
Hive mind. Is replenishment a smart thing where it just goes to people who don't have it, or will it overlap?
I feel like Simonize would have tested that. He knows everything.
Fucking Simonize is on our next episode. We're doing Rogue Deep Dive either next week or the next episode or the next one after that, and Simonize is on it. I'll probably get one more person, Multis or someone in there who's been on the beta. Okay. Fury Warriors. Can I do this, or am I an asshole?
I think they're C. But now, they're climbing the mountain, man. They're climbing the mountain.
Are they bugged? Is Fury bugged?
Yeah, Gian said it. They're bugged. So they are bugged. Yes. how much does that mean?
What's bug?
He would have to say.
Slam. With bug, I'd say C. I mean, I've watched I was watching Prefox, who was geared as fuck and knew what he was doing in that fucking raid, and he was doing good. I mean, they overall, I mean, if on the trash, he was still, as you can imagine, they were still Cleve City. But I couldn't see him hit 4K, bro.
Into the little time capsule,
hyperbolic time chamber,
and and they're gonna train.
Yeah,
and we're all gonna send them cookies.
What a good analogy.
keep them alive and ready to go until they bloom into beautiful.
Bug because they're in C tier and there's no D tier.
Yeah.
Hey, be nice.
I'm really excited to play my Fury Warrior in Wrath. I'm really excited about it. Hello at Me will shine.
Warriors are good, bro. They're gonna be, you know, eventually one day they'll be phenomenal.
The biggest scale, yeah. Actually, from my understanding, which this might be wrong, but from my understanding, the biggest scaler might be Fire Mage. Like obviously Warrior, but the biggest at scaling from some things I've heard, but I have no idea.
Like late in the game, like ICC.
Yeah.
My recollection of ICC in original Wrath of the Lich King is the top of the meters was like Fire Mage, Fury Warrior, Frost DK were like the 3, and then there was Rogue. So those are like the 4 that I remember. But I remember Fire Mage coming out of nowhere back then. That's just what I remember. That's like in my head, the damage meter, just like that's what I remember, is just seeing a Fire Mage near the top every time.
I'd be willing to bet Fury Warriors are very competitive in Old War.
I think so too.
That's what I said.
Good
at
theory crafting.
I agree. I said I don't think they're gonna take too long to get good. I think they're gonna ramp up early.
See, we were like Fury Warriors are dead, and then in SSC, Noda ran 6 Fury Warriors and they blasted, and this is one of those expansions where no one's saying Fury Warriors are dead. They're just not as good right now. So if that data point lines up, it's just going to be like, okay, they're gonna pump.
They're gonna figure it out.
I actually just went and I found this from like one of the podcasts I did with Snow a year ago. This was the composition that got me Giga Flamed by people back in the day.
Comp they used.
This is 4/6/2021. This is over a year ago. I was saying Fury Warriors and TBC were going to be incredibly good for speedrunning, and then I got like absolutely blasted to all shit for it. It was so bad.
I like that one affliction lock that doesn't need to be
there.
Yeah. Well, you Curse of Wreck, bro. You need Curse of Wreck.
Yeah, but I mean, you can test
that,
right?
You would. The group comp, I would maybe move stuff.
Yeah, obviously, like this was before I understood like
good guess though. That was a very good. This speculation. He did amazing at that.
It was just based on like strength of class and not necessarily group.
Priest over Holy Priest. You
Prot Warriors.
Because I value Pain Sup. Yeah, the Prot Warrior became a Feral, and then like some of the other things changed too. Like you had another Resto instead of like another was it
Prot
another
Warrior?
Healer?
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'd Prot Warrior in there because I didn't think they were gonna fall off hard enough in going into TBC because of Fury Prot was just insane.
Yeah,
but Feral's just better, right?
Yeah,
Feral just
adds
like more.
It feels like I'm looking at the crayon drawing of a child prodigy. Like this is it's like this is genius. It's just not quite mature enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's one of those things where like I have I already made a skeleton for what I thought like this speedrun stuff will look like.
Yeah.
I don't know how good it's gonna be though, and like you said, it's like it's like a drawing. It's like a crown drawing. This is what I have as my base right now. The things that I think are required, and then I want to figure out what classes I stack.
One of the things at the very end, we're gonna go over an optimal comp, so that's kind of convenient. Oh shit, I messed up the.
It's something that I'm like, I gotta figure out and like finagle a few more things, and then figure out what classes I want to stack and what situations I think
this
we'll
is
be
your
able
Wrath,
to capitalize on.
Wrath core?
This is the beginning of my Wrath core.
Yeah.
Right. Because I cover basically all buffs and debuffs, but I don't know exactly the value of them just yet and what I can remove and not keep.
You're out of your mind with your tanks, dude.
You know what? Let it. I'm honestly so excited to see how it works. I can't wait, and I'm really grateful that you're going to be testing this with real effort. And so that's awesome.
Yeah, it just feels like for me, I'm just somebody who values armor debuffs very heavily, and I know that if you were stacking warlocks, you obviously wouldn't. But I feel like Sunder armor is very underappreciated. Having a rogue do it is like a DPS loss, and in Naxx, like nothing's hitting hard enough for me to really warrant wanting to take the other things. Right? That's the big thing for me. Is I think this is the only tier that'll happen.
It's a good point, and this is a Naxx.
I'm getting away with. I'm trying to get away with murder because shit doesn't hit hard enough. Like
multis will never let you get away with this.
He's playing Prot Warrior too.
All right, well, whatever.
And so is I think Fark from private servers. He told me that he thinks that Rage Gen might be bugged because it's 3 times what it is on Warmane for Prot Warriors getting hit.
Really?
Yeah. He's like, I don't know if it's bugged or not, but you're getting 3 times as much rage here than you do on Warmane by getting hit. So I don't know.
Okay, I have half an hour, so let's.
Look at this comment. Ruggs looks like he works for Disney.
He's just trying to keep it back. He's just trying to keep it back.
Next.
It's okay.
Warlocks. Affliction. I'm not going to put not enough info because we have enough info. We're missing a fucking glyph. I think we're A with the glyph or S. A, glyph works S. A,
I'd say
glyph
they're S plus is my feeling. But
I mean, I'm down for
as
that.
Affliction?
But, I say Affliction's A with our glyph working. It'll be an S. That's what I think personally. And tier 7,
it's gonna work. We have to assume it's gonna work, right?
You're not even gonna be Affliction for all the fights in there. Even if it was working right, you're gonna be Destro or Demo Destro hybrid. You're not gonna always be Affliction. It's not the best single target spec. Period. What anybody thinks, I don't care. So I don't think it's gonna be
S. S is good.
Are we gonna assume that they're gonna if they don't fix our glyph? If they do fix our glyph,
if Crix is saying it's not S plus,
are they better than Marksman Hunters?
Yes, I think they will be if they fix our glyph. I honestly don't. I kind of don't think they're gonna fix our glyph for some reason. Maybe I'm just a doomer or something.
They have to.
I hope so. If they don't, I think we're still fine at A tier. They're still gonna blast. I did 1 raid as Affliction. I was still pumping with our corruption being all fucked up in our glyph. If they fix it, I think it goes up some. Old War, obviously, we're not talking about Old War. We're only talking about tier 7. I'm gonna put an S because I hope that they fix it.
Definitely S.
Demonology Warlock tier 7. I want to say S as well.
S.
And I want to
fucking plus on overall, but
so does left to right matter on the tier list for the categories?
We can. We can make it.
Oh, is there a ranking within the left
we can
to
make
right?
it
Yeah.
Interesting.
That always makes it spicier. Specificity is nice.
There you go.
Demo would be the front of that.
Yeah, I would put Demo ahead of early.
I would
allows
put
you the opportunity to be more wrong.
personally.
I would.
You're just like laying
Demo's S+.
landmines out all across this for yourself right now. Why are you doing this? Just
it's because if everything was just really tame, nobody gets upset.
Sure.
And then if people aren't talking about you, then you're doing it wrong, right? So you don't have haters, you're doing it wrong.
I heard a Demo and S tier from Rux.
Right, so we said at the top of this, we're talking about overall damage, a raid cleave, but we're also considering utility a little bit. Utility is a little bit in this. The value that a Demo brings to a raid is a lot. That's a big spell power buff to your raid on top of the fact that their overall is right up there with all the best specs, which we will get to, no spoilers. I think they're a clear S plus to me. It's the same damage, but with more utility.
To give you a perspective, Pummel, the guy, my homie Pummel, him and I were able to get 430, 440 dark demonic packs without even actually really min-maxing it. Just kind of like, oh look, we got a proc, send our pet in before they fixed it. So we're giving you 420 plus. On a good, they call it pest twisting. On a good fucking slap down, you're gonna get like a 450 to all your casters from your Demo lock,
which is huge utility. That's crazy. And their overall damage, like Metamorphosis, is crazy. Immolation Aura, obviously, when it's running, they're seeding and doing really, really good, like solid overall. Warlocks can move quickly at all times because they've got life tap, and I mean they're even life tapping to buff themselves now. And then like their single target is also very, very solid. This is a fucking wow, like so strong from what I'm seeing.
I guess my question here, obviously not to like affect the tier list or something like that, is if I already had a Demo lock in the raid, does it go below Affliction on the list?
Great question.
Not to change it, but just to be like to explain to people, are you stacking Demo locks?
Well, if we're talking about there are builds that if you were to run a Demo lock, if you run 2 Demo locks, one was trying to do damage, there's another build that they would go that could give them more damage. So if you remove if this is I say S tier and we're making it S plus because of the buff, then yeah, I would put the hybrids down here, which we can. There are a lot of hybrid. There are a couple different hybrid specs too.
Yeah, put it back in the S plus tier, but I'm just saying like.
Yeah. But yeah,
I was just wondering how much they have diminished value, right?
Yeah, I would say if you're not bringing that buff, I'd put them down to S because the hybrid is S, and I would say Destro's at S as well, but lower S. They're slapping. They just don't bring any utility. You bring replenishment, but you're not going to need them for the replenishment. But I mean, I would say low S, high A. Destro slaps.
I think high A. I've seen. I mean, at least from everything I've seen, Survival's slightly beating out on overall and single target of Destro right now, from what I've seen for the most part. Have you seen a lot of different?
Yeah, but we can't use that at the same time because even me, I have not even done a full raid as Destro the whole time. Every fucking boss, I'm switching specs. I'm hearthing out, respecking, coming back. We haven't even. I don't. But you are right. Yeah. So yeah, you could say that at the same time because I would say if I had to put anything down, I would probably say like A+ or like the low end of S, and then that Demo hybrid, the Demo Destro hybrid, higher than this. It'd be like a notch higher than this because that's actually even more damage with the solid execute, and execute's important.
I feel like this is the moment of truth. If you put it in the S tier or the A tier, it changes the where our graph is going to be located in terms of are there going to be more things in BA or AS, right?
I think you put it in A.
Yeah.
Well, at the same time as S, it's beating Affliction on a few fights.
But
so for the same reason we have Affliction up here, assuming the glyph gets fixed.
What's the overall?
Why would that be down there? Oh yeah, overall. I mean, the overall is amazing. It's not that amazing as a.
He dropped it right away.
Well, the overall is fine as a. It's just this is the overall king for Warlocks. We're just spamming Seed of Corruption and hoping to get close enough through Shadow Flame. We have Seed of Corruption and Shadow Fury. Shadow Fury fucks. It's an instant cast. It crits for 5k on every mob around there with no cap. Like this, Shadow Fury is fucking broken. Yeah, it just goes on unless they add. Unless they add like whatever. There's no AoE cap right now, right? It's like bugged out.
Yeah, it's.
So yeah, the overall is fine as a Destro lock. I would say it's overall these two together are going to be kind of. I mean, quick decay working. Yeah.
I don't know. I see like and single target and stuff. I'm just going off of all of the information I've seen and like numbers that I've seen and logs. I'm curious. I think they're A tier, but that's maybe maybe a bias. But I also think Destro or Demonology is the S+, right? Like I was like they're insane. Yeah, I
think top of A.
I think they're on A. Yeah.
I'm going bottom S.
You want bottom S?
Yep.
All right. What else do we got?
I know. Time, boys.
I just think you
guys
haven't.
We have uneven numbers. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I just think you guys haven't seen a good Destro lock yet. Is what the problem is. I think you just haven't seen an all-out Destro lock with the AoE with the.
But then, how does that not also mean we don't have enough info?
That's true. Well, okay.
Doesn't that mean we don't have enough info?
Is Destro better than Survival?
I don't.
Survivals bring replenishment, right?
So Destro brings
replenishment.
Oh, does it? Okay.
Yeah, improve
foliage. So it's. I mean, that's the question: is Destro better than Survival or not?
Destro has higher single target. I would say has higher single target, less AoE, less overall.
I think Survival's
less overall
on logs. Survival would beat the Destro 9 times out of 10.
I think
right?
Keep going.
I think it would too. I think Survival would be overall because of all that they have. Survival has insane AoE, dog.
Yeah.
In the same breath, I've only seen Sarthe doing good on a Survival Hunter, so I can say the same thing. I haven't even seen any other Survival Hunter besides Sarthe doing good AoE. You know.
But I've seen good.
You care about the upper limit
logs.
of things, right? Yeah. You care about the potential of something, the 0.01% performer. Like,
I just want you guys to remember this when the game is actually out and they're way up here, and I'm going to come back to this conversation next.
All right.
Frost.
That is true. We don't have it's we've had a weekend of raids, right? Like Frost. Oh my god, holy shit. DKs are so strong.
I don't know anything about this. It's all you guys.
I'll let you guys say your opinion first because I'm
Frost.
I think it's top of S.
I think it's top of S as well. I wouldn't put Frost in S+ personally. I think Sarthe might, but truthfully, I think it's top of S. It's a clear winner overall against these other classes that it's next to. But yeah,
I am right there. I think Frost is the right at that cusp of being S+. Frost is insane. I think it's gonna do so well on overall and single target. It's this is just one of the strongest classes in general, right? Death Knights are unreal, and like a longer fight, Frost takes over and pumps those single targets. We were talking about it earlier, playing around the bugged things and not playing with anything bugged. They're just so powerful. And if we move faster in the raid, Naxx, like as things die faster, Frost scales up even higher because you just get like these crazy Howling Blast crits. Like you get that in before everything dies, and a lot of other classes kind of need to ramp up damage. Frost doesn't have this ramp up thing. It's just like it's for their AoE, it's proc based and stuff, and for their single target, it's very sustainable. Frost is absolutely top of S tier.
What about anybody else want to chime in on that? Are you guys agreeing with that?
I agree. Let's move on.
It's also very easy to play. Frost is incredibly easy to play. So your average Frost DK will do well.
Very much, absolutely.
What about the good old Unholy? Not sigil bugged.
Ebon Plague is an insane ability.
I think it's also S.
Yeah.
Would you put it right here?
I put it
what
S+.
I was thinking.
I put it at the bottom of S+.
The bottom of S+.
Without the bug sigil and without the bugs. I put it at the bottom of S+.
Yeah. I think if Ebon Plague wasn't a factor, then they'd
You
be below
morbers,
Frost.
get out of here.
I think they'd be below Frost if Ebon Plague wasn't something I was factoring in, but just the AoE Curse of Elements is just nutty.
Yeah, right? That
Me.
utility is just crazy strong, right?
Yeah.
And they're they're always doing so much to like fight. It will even out as things die faster, as I was saying. But if like bosses die faster, their single target burst is unreal, right? Their single target burst with the gargoyle is unreal when we're not talking about the bugged gargoyle still. And they even out, I think Frost will beat them on a longer fight.
What's the cooldown on Garg again?
3 minutes.
3.
Okay.
You have it up for every boss fight in Naxx.
So we're going.
You don't have it up for every boss fight.
Tip top of S or S+?
Almost, not every.
No,
I've been trying to say something.
Legit, I'd put Holy above Demo. Unholy is above Demo, and I'm sure I'm the only one on the call who thinks that, and that's considering the fact that we would get a normal, sigil situation.
Yeah.
They are still going to do more overall than Demo Lock, providing AoE Curse of Elements, providing the unique disease damage debuff, really survivable. Like they'll survive any mechanic, really high skill ceiling. I'm telling you right now, you take 2 really, really good players, one on Frost DK, one on Unholy. The Unholy is going to do more damage overall. The Unholy will win in Naxx.
I think the Unholy. I think I'm gonna be honest. I think I have to agree with them. I think Unholy is gonna beat Demo.
So
in my opinion.
okay,
but it's hard because we're gonna have so much criticism realistically because of the bugs, right? They are scripted better than they will be, but I think a really good Unholy, even like obviously like we did Naxx and like I took off my sigil and stuff. So you're using a pretty garbage sigil, but you just have garbage sigils right now, anyways. Unholy is just so strong, man.
For the record show, I don't agree, but
yeah, I don't agree either because this is buffing all your casters and your healers in your raid by 450 fucking spell power.
Well, that's why I'm saying, like, I think it just.
Okay, yeah.
I'm fine with it not
on all
being
the
above.
ads are cool, but all those ads die in fucking 2 seats anyway.
Yeah, I personally am fine with it not being above Demo. I think it will be, but that's just like we're gonna have to see, right?
Okay, can they tie?
Yeah.
Nope, that's not how tier lists work, man.
That's not. Yeah, so people are gonna screenshot it and be like, "You're an idiot if you think this way."
We're getting flamed no matter what. We're trying to have fun and do a list, and people are gonna flame us. Okay, boom daddies. I want to start by saying that I didn't see too many boomies out there wilding out. I saw Classic
good when
doing
they're
some
not
raids.
pulling
I saw
extra
Darcy doing some good raids. Well, that's because they're dumb and not using the glyph of focus like they should be using, and that limits the radius of their starfall to 20 instead of 30 yards or 36 yards or whatever. And Darcy was pumping. I seen Classic Go pump. I wasn't really seeing a lot of the boomies clap, so I don't feel like, unless you guys did. I know they fuck. I would say S tier because of knowing boomy, but did you guys see anything crazy about him to move him out of A or like?
No, I feel like everything I've seen, every log and stuff, and like scalability and stuff. I think boomy is A. I was actually expecting S. I was actually expecting S, and I think it's performing at an A tier.
I haven't seen any of them go crazy on single target for some reason, but that could be attributed to like no add-ons and people not knowing the rotation. Like, because boomy is one of those classes where you're not. It's people think you just keep up 2 dots and you spam for your clips, but you don't. You don't keep up both dots. You put the dot that you're hunting for. You're fishing for 1 proc. You put that dot up, and vice versa. I don't know if people are doing that. I don't know if people are playing correctly, so it's hard to see. Like, there he is, Classic Go. It's hard to see. He's hard to know. That's why I figured I'd ask you guys.
No, I think where it's at is fine.
Boomkin, yeah, okay. What about?
I think it's at the bottom of A.
Yeah,
Ooh,
yeah.
I'm not. It's nowhere close to a B. I wouldn't put him at the bottom of A.
We'll see when this.
We'll see. Yeah, wait, we'll see. Oh my god.
That's true. Maybe I'm just fucking repping the casters too hard here, bud, huh? Feral.
Until I've seen Rugs pump on it, I don't think I have enough information.
Oh, dude, I've seen Rugs pump. That's what I'm saying. I actually haven't seen
I've seen a lot of ferals do nothing, and I've just been like, what?
Literally garbage, bro. But I know that they're good because Rugs is, go ahead.
I don't know. I mean, like, if you asked me this question before beta, I'm like, oh, for sure, Feral's going to be like SS plus in a situation like this, because if they're getting funneled to Hysteria, they're going to be amazing, and especially for overall, like, they're going to do just fine. But I didn't get a chance to play Feral very much on the beta. When I played it, I was like a scuffed raid. I was raid leading. I played horribly, and I did, you know, middle of the pack. I didn't do like S plus damage Feral. Like, I was trash at it, dude. I'm not a good Feral in Wrath. Like, that meme needs to die, because trust me, guys, y'all gas me up too much. I don't know. I genuinely think you could put not enough info. I didn't see any logs besides my own, which again I told you it was shit. I didn't see any other log with a Feral. I'd put it in not enough.
I saw some, and they just weren't doing too hot. And then like when we were in the 5-man and 10-man situation, you 5-man situation, you were giga blasting, and then I was like, oh shit, Feral's actually doing really well. But like some classes skill insanely well for 5 and 10-man. Like Rhett is pumping in 5-mans and 10-mans, right? So it's like it's definitely, I think, not enough info. We have not seen enough logs of really good players playing it.
Agreed. I would say I would agree with not enough info, but I would say they're like an A. If I had to speculate blindly, which I shouldn't because I don't know what I'm talking about, I would say A.
If we're speculating blindly, yeah, maybe top of A.
Yeah,
I don't know, man.
That's where I think they're gonna sit. Unless it's like, how bad is that Omen of Clarity that big of a deal, Rugs?
Honestly, like the proc rate was a little worse than private server, and there wasn't like any type of abuse that you could do with it, like no flame capping or with it. No,
you can't fairy fire for it anymore too, huh?
That hurts a lot.
Yeah, I think you couldn't fairy fire for it because your fairy fire wasn't improved, so you couldn't overwrite the boomies. So you your use of it wasn't. I don't know. I still need to figure out more about Feral.
Yeah, Feral. That people are saying Feral is definitely this is definitely a spec that is harder to play for most, which is why we're putting it not under info, because we don't want to sit there and judge it based off of people learning the game. You should see I stream heroics all day long, and I get Ferals in there that are doing absolutely no damage at all, and people are like, "Oh, Feral's trash," but I played it before. I know that it's harder to play, so I don't want. We don't want to like just shit into a spot.
Like 80% damage was like swipe or whatever.
He was pumping though.
Yeah, he was pumping. He was doing so much damage. He was doing like 6k DPS every pull, and it was like literally I would look and I would 85% DPS or damage swipe. It's one ability.
Do you have you heard of the bear weaving?
I've heard of the bear weaving. I've not done it myself. It makes sense in theory, and for anyone wondering, bear weaving is essentially when you dump all your energy on Cat, and you don't have something like Berserker Tiger's Fury. If you don't have something to fish for an Omen of Clarity like a Bark Skin or a Nature's Grasp, you're essentially just going to go bear form for a moment, press Mangle, and then you go back bear. I mean Cat. You're only going bear for just a moment for you to regain energy. And then you can go back to your rotation. So in a normal situation, if you're in an AoE pack, it's like you have Savage Roar up, you dump 2 swipes, you go bear form, Mangle, go back Cat, swipe again. That's kind of the idea. It's not, I have not done it. I've legit hadn't heard of it until a couple days ago. I don't know, man. It's not enough info.
Yeah. I'm with it. Yes, this is tier 7 only for phase 1. Just kind of like overall hybrids, just kind of talking shit about them. Nothing too crazy. Don't take it to heart, gentlemen.
I'm not sure. Like for me, Ferals would be somewhere in that A, maybe like lower in it, because I had a Feral, I think it was Mecha, who has like multiple hundreds in Black Temple, very good like Feral player. He was playing it, and I was giving him Hysteria on top of it, and he was still like getting beaten by rogues and stuff. So it was it didn't seem like he was, maybe he doesn't not as familiar with Wrath of the Lich King, but it having a good Feral on it and still having him perform a little bit less than a lot of other classes, kind of like, because this is where we're starting to split hairs, right? Because a lot of the classes in the middle are very close to each other, incredibly close. But for me, I think Feral is probably somewhere in that like A tier, bottom.
Trix just accidentally put blood DPS in the tank and heal section.
Oh yeah.
Oh god, crazy.
You're trolling me,
whoa,
right?
Whoa. I played blood DPS a few times on beta. It's definitely better than Boomy.
Whoa. You're trolling or not?
Better than Boomy.
Are we actually going to rate this? Because we can if you're not trolling.
I'm not trolling. Better than Boomy.
Hit
worse
it.
than
What's
survival.
up? Where are we going? Better than Boomy, worse than survival?
Yeah, right in the middle there. Yeah.
Anybody want to touch on that? I thought that was okay. Go ahead.
I mean, it does all right. I did it. I was using the broken sigil the whole time, so I was absolutely
you fucking troll, dog.
Oh my god, pumping, dude.
Troll, dog.
It was crazy. Like top 3 every fight.
I hate you.
I was 2
top
overall.
3 out of 4.
I was number 2 overall, I think. Like 10k DPS opener. It's actually fucking crazy.
Fucking
but
ret,
nah.
guys.
Oh.
I think Red's B. Yeah, Red's
Yep,
B.
Red's the B.
Red feels good at B.
Do you guys feel like you guys saw a good representation of ret and the damage?
Definitely.
And stuff? Yeah. Utility. Okay.
You would see like some rets like giga blasting in like 5-mans and like 10-man Naxx.
Yeah, it's
like,
because
damn,
Seal
this
Command
ret
is good cleave. Right?
Yeah.
Seal Command is amazing damage for small packs.
small. Yeah, exactly. And then it's just until they get that 2-piece tier 10 spin to win, and they're gonna. I seriously think they shoot up to like one of the like insane S plus tier when they get that, because like overall they're unreal. Yeah, they're just B
stop
right now.
mentioning it and let them forget about it. I don't want to juice our rets
Someone
anymore.
said B tier for bad until ICC.
I mean, I'd genuinely put Red in C if we're being honest, guys.
Yeah,
but
I would.
it's just
I
me.
would. I would potentially put Red in C right now.
They're better
realistically.
than Fury Warriors.
Yeah, above Fury.
I kind of think Fury is the only C right
B
now. Are we
B
really going
needs
there?
B needs somebody to play.
Yeah,
with,
bro,
so
come
we're
on.
gonna-
Don't disrespect
Shadow
Red Paladin.
Priest.
Do not disrespect Red Paladins and put him with
I
the
think Shadow
Furies.
Priest is
I'm going A, I think.
Upper A.
Yeah. More than Boomy.
Definitely not more than Survival. No way, Shadow Priest.
I wouldn't say more than Destro either. So I would say above Boomy.
I would do above Boomy.
A? No way?
I mean,
A,
our
A,
Shadow
yeah,
Priest
A,
was
bro, what?
fucking pumping,
Yeah, bro,
dude.
they're
Shadow Priest
slapping.
did really well.
Wait, are you saying no because you think it should be S tier, or no because you think it should be B tier? A plus if the dots properly hasted. Yeah, we did mention that earlier. Is that VT and DP are not, and we're accounting for that here. They are not getting affected by haste.
They're top of A if that shit gets fixed.
This is built.
I think
This is built pretending that all the bugs for the classes were fixed.
They
they
put
have-
them at top of A.
They're also like really good with dispelling, which survival hunters can't do, and
Yes, they can.
Frenzy?
you
Arcane
can
shot?
Arcane
you can
shot?
offensive dispel. You can't friendly dispel.
Yeah.
And they
Way more. Oh,
they have. I mean, that's out.
They have replenishment. They have spell hit. They hit like,
Way
they have
more
him, you bring a him
dispersion.
still.
Dispersion.
I want to do
I
that,
just-
bro. I want to do that.
I just want Survival to be above Destro anyways, so it
I
doesn't
think
matter, dude.
I
got
wanna-
Copium for
You've
'em.
already given up the fight. You're like, if they aren't gonna do this, they're not gonna do any of it.
I think
Yeah.
so. Shadow Priest
No.
overall, like in terms of their AOE, is phenomenal.
Yeah, I like
It's
it. A+,
actually
dude.
crazy.
Yep.
The AOE is very good. The single thought is great too. The single thought is already good on the beta with DP and VT being fucked up.
To be fair, the people that
To be
the
fair.
person who we've been playing Shadow Priest with is like fucking amazing, and so
Yeah, but
I
he's
think-
the only one I've seen do as well.
and
I've seen a lot of other
Crossing
locks.
I've seen a
He's-
handful of them do great.
he's doing his class proud right now. So
He genuinely did more overall than Frost DKs. Every single Frost DK in the raid, there were 3 of them. He did more than all of them overall.
yeah, he's
Well,
very.
Except
Also,
for
we're
the
building
one
it- we're not
came after
building this-
Patchwork.
We're not building this with
And
the
was number 2
casuals that are going
after,
to play it,
yeah.
how good they're going to play it. We're building it with how you're expecting you to play it correctly, right? The argument of I've only seen one Shadow Priest doing good, that's where I'm putting the benchmark of Shadow Priest.
He is
right
the
now.
argument. Yeah.
Yeah,
he's
he
the
is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well there we go.
Bottom
number,
of S.
number one DPS
Good
net
job,
Destro
APEP.
out pummel. We know.
APEP, they should give you a
We know.
flare in the Priest Discord for this.
Next,
You're like, he's doing his class proud. He got him A tier.
Bro.
Like, well, that's what the fuck is he proud
Spell
of?
Spell
Enhancement.
Hands. Are we going
Shaman.
S? Or
Bro.
Yes, absolutely S plus.
S
in my
plus
opinion.
It's plus,
guaranteed.
Absolutely. I think we agree on, can we
Guaranteed.
agree on that one, bro? Are we all in agreement here?
Holy
Oh, yeah.
shit.
Yes.
No, we're calling
yeah.
it spell hands because that's what it is. If it was
Maybe
enhanced,
even
it'd be
throw
fucking
them,
down
throw
here.
them
goddammit.
higher, dude.
Bro, you put them at number 1. They're
Yeah,
like number
they
1.
are
What?
unreal right now.
They're number 1.
Okay.
They will do
I
more
agree.
than an Unholy DK.
I agree.
think.
No, I agree with you.
Yep, they are the gods right now.
I agree with you. I 100% agree with this.
Although throw that Unholy again in front of that demo lock.
We need a rest.
Sorry. I didn't mean to do that. Sorry.
Come on, man.
Sart's gonna DM me after fuck your warlocks, dude.
The
And you want to
time
talk about
of
spell
the
hands?
spell
Spell
hands.
hands is amazing. Shout out Just Euro, who literally plays. He's like 17 of these goddamn things on the beta right now.
Yeah,
I'll talk
so
about it
what
real quick.
Deonce is saying is really key to know is they will get target cap like locks. So we'll see. I am with you there. He says they'll do less than Unholy as well, but they're performing so well right now.
Well, shit's just gonna die really fast. So,
Yeah.
True.
uh,
Big
I don't
true.
know.
Because of them.
I think
they're like the first ones to get that
more than
AoE. They got to
Unholy.
press one button, and all of a sudden they're starting their AoE. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's bursty AoE. It's good. It's not like a damage over time AoE. It's bursty. It's really,
Yeah.
really solid, reliable. They're
Right
mobile.
away.
They bring so many buffs to the raid.
It's 6 or 8 second cooldown on
Movement. They're
Nova?
fast, bro. They can move on a feet fast as shit. They're never lagging behind.
Why?
No, but it's like
Why
6
is it
seconds
called
with glyph.
spell hands? Isn't it just
Because they're using half your
enhance?
shit as spell
But,
power. Your
but that's
main
just the way
weapon, spell
enhance works nowadays.
No, it
Like,
doesn't.
Well, no,
Only
early
because
on,
of the spell.
your
When
main
you
weapon
guys
is
switch
spell
with ARP,
damage.
you switch back to full enhance. You're not using the spell power on it.
they go full
Yeah.
enhance later in the
Then when they get ARP,
It's the same spec. Same spec.
You just changed the flame tongue and
Glyphs
stuff like that.
and yeah,
Weapon.
flame tongue. Your main
I
weapon.
think it's just enhance, and you guys.
cloak
I
and
will
the
never
trinket
not call this spell
ring.
hands.
Alright,
Like,
well, whatever.
spell enhance is short for spell power enhancement.
Yeah.
I get that, but it's just like okay, so then why don't
The
you
guy.
call fucking prop paladins? Now you call them strength prop paladins because they don't scale off spell power as much as they do
Because spell
strength
power
now.
paladins don't exist anymore.
Yeah, there's
But
two
regular
different players.
enhancement does.
Do they?
I
though?
don't make
like,
the rules, Joardee.
is anybody gonna be doing that?
It's like
If this
kebab
is-
spec, you know. It's like
Alright,
you know,
alright.
some people
I-
are like, "Oh, I'm
I tried.
slam, I'm normal arms, I'm kebab."
All right, so now we're gonna let the only person here who knows about spell hands talk about it. Rugs.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, they just have a shit ton of damage. It's really reliable. They're mobile, and all the buffs that they bring with 10% attack power. If you need it, improved Wind Fury Totem. If you need it, enhancing totems. They have Bloodlust. They are just absolutely amazing. Phase 1, they're incredible.
Yeah,
What about
like the totem is stronger than your DK buffs, right? Like, and then they've got Wind Fury if you don't have DK buffs, but that doesn't really matter. The Bloodlust, you need someone for Bloodlust, which is huge. They have so much mobility and constant AoE that's really fast and bursty, which is absolutely amazing for overall, but they also have really, really solid single target DPS. It's crazy. And they also have like big CDs like Ghost Wolves, and they get like a little sprint, which if anyone's realizes like the importance of mobility and like speed in raids is like huge. I don't know. I'm really excited about this. I fucking blown away by how amazing.
Have you tried to play it? Are you gonna try to play it?
Yeah, I set it up last night because I was gonna work on a video about it.
There you go.
Yo,
Doc.
can we-
There you go.
What about Heal Hands? Heal Hands probably has got to fit in here somewhere.
I want a new icon for regular enhance,
Yeah.
spell hands, and heal hands, please. If this is what we're doing.
Put like a fire. I don't know. Yeah. What
Yeah,
about,
heal rat.
Yeah.
What about what about? I might be out of left field here, but what
We
about?
might be
fucking
done with the
Elemental
conversation
Shaman, bro?
by the time Classic comes out.
Where do you guys? What about Ellie?
Good question. I don't have enough information. I've heard good things. I know they don't scale super well later.
People
We're
tell me they
only
do
talking
well in
about
10
phase
man.
one,
I
bro.
don't
We're
know.
talking about phase one only.
What
First
about
off,
25? Like that's the only thing that matters. How I
The
don't
same
have enough
utility as
information.
enhance. First off, so let's remember that. Same exact utilities you enhance. A little bit less damage.
I think they're
They have a little
probably
less single target and less AoE than
low
enhance.
A. I think
I
they're
think
low A.
yeah.
The problem is they should be like higher than survival, but I'm
think
kind of with
they're
Sarthe. Like I've seen Ellie do awesome
Yeah.
in phase 1,
Right there.
awesome in P server, but like I'm not seeing it on the beta right now. Like
Yeah.
maybe it's the people that are playing it or something, but like Ellie's doing really bad right now. And
The
guys,
one
you
thing
gotta
about
I saw a pre-fox
Is Ellie- Ellie
Naxx, and he
even
was carrying pretty
difficult?
goddamn hard.
it's not difficult.
No, it's not difficult.
Like,
No,
it's
it's so easy.
4 buttons.
one
I
thing
just
about
gotta
Ellie
say
is you'll
survival is
often have
pumping
one.
and you guys are all sleepers. It's just Marksman is pumping harder.
Where are we putting this? Where
I
are
think
we
you put
agreeing
it
on this?
beneath Boomy.
Yeah, I'd put him in B honestly, but I know that they can
B?
do well. Yeah, man.
Like damn near not enough
We
info
do
type
need
shit.
to have some
It's the
people
Ellie
in B.
Shaman's fault for not representing one.
Wait,
So
if they're in
almost
B, then
none
we
of them.
have to move Red down to C.
Damn.
Dude,
I
just put
think
him in not enough info.
Low A.
Put him above Rhett and B.
Like I think the value of an elemental shaman just goes down because the other classes that kind of do what they do, like you're gonna bring an enhancement, right? You're
Do it
already covering
better,
those
yeah.
buffs. That's the problem, is their value definitely goes down because their damage. It's one of those things where like if they don't do enough damage compared to the other spec that brings the same stuff as them, then it lowers their value, sadly. And that's the only reason
Yeah.
I would say, like, DPS wise, they're probably up there, but in terms of all the stuff they could bring,
Like, do you
it's so
need
just
them?
overlap,
Yeah.
right? By classes
Something
that
does it
actually do well
better.
still. Because like Doesn't like demonology bring like just a scaling version of what they do with like spell power or something, and they don't stack or something?
Yeah, they don't stack.
Yes.
The DP is more, yeah.
So you know how in TBC in parses, like a feral druid has like this bar where like the average is, and then the outlier is like a mile away from the bar because the feral druid DPS players who are true DPS are like pumping. It's going to be really similar with elemental because most of the people playing elemental are just going to be your off-spec restos anyway. Yep. The vast majority of that average will be occupied by off-spec people, not your pure Ellies. And so there will be like a skill gap or just like a one-trick gap. The people who have the pure Ellie gear set up and pumping and bringing that average, or like being the outliers. So we're going to see a lot of that, which will genuinely like affects a list like this.
Oh, you can call me Cope, but there's no fucking way I'm putting Ellie on the same tier as a Ret Paladin. Ellie will stomp a Ret Paladin overall.
I think Ret has
stomp a fucking Ret Paladin overall.
I literally love Ret. It's like my main Rogue and Ret and DK are my mains throughout all of World of Warcraft, all of it. I just obviously early Ret in this tier is just Sag. I would put Ellie in B and move the Ret down, I guess, but that's
but then you got Ret versus Fury.
Ret's way stronger than Fury, obviously.
Exactly.
But again,
to put this does not do Ret. You're disrespecting Ret Paladins.
Our Fury Warriors are so good at figuring out how to be good at the game.
And that's why I'm sitting here going, dude, I don't know, man. Ever since Fury's been placed down there, I'm sitting here like, dude, this is a disaster waiting to happen. Like,
oh yeah, dude, Fight Club's already screenshotting this fucking making memes and shit.
You're fueling them. You're only making them stronger.
And they're gonna figure it out, though. That's the thing.
No, they're not. No, tier 7, they're not. These are not doing anything. They can't figure anything out. What are they gonna do?
I mean, yeah, they're still, you're gonna be C, yeah, probably, yeah, but I'm saying like they're gonna test everything possible. It's gonna be interesting.
Test it all you want.
But I don't think Ellie's the same tier as everything else.
So we want to do this?
I would literally do more damage as a Blood DK than an Ellie.
With your sigil? So this is what we're doing. I think this is A minus.
I'm fine with that.
I feel like it's A minus personally, but there's no proof of it. I just I feel like Ellie was just really underrepresented, almost to the point where it should be not enough info, because I saw Prefox in a normal raid and he was in the template gear or whatever, and he was fucking pumping.
In a 10-man?
He was clapping. He was doing great. But I haven't seen anybody else do anything with Ellie, so it's like maybe it's just me going with my heart.
Was he in a good raid?
It's more. It's all right.
Was he with good players? Because like I can make Fury Warrior look good with bad players around me.
Prefox was number 3 in his raid, number 3, and he was pumping, right? And then, but if you looked, on Fury Warrior, but then if you looked at like the damage numbers, were skewed like 1,000 DPS from all of the top like 8 people below like a very pumper raid that we were seeing, right?
Yeah.
So that does matter a lot.
I mean, I'll put it there for you guys, bro, but that hurts, bro. I feel like they're there, bro. Maybe it's just I've been playing Ellie for the past few days, so maybe I'm just super coped out. But I feel like it's a little bit slept on damage, and people just aren't playing it because of spell hands. They're hearing spell hands, and they're saying fuck Ellie, but I think it's just underrepresented. You know what I mean? But yeah, it could be coped out, bro. I don't know.
It's like two-handed DK.
I tried Ellie's, bro. They fucking got me, bro. I tried to help you. I tried, bro. Okay. Yada yada. Stab, poke, ass.
Assassination? Oh god.
Stab, poke.
I think my personal opinion is that assassination and combat are both S+ S tier.
You guys are so faded. Ellie is not that bad at fucking AoE. Are you drunk? You guys don't even know what you're talking about right now. I'm not even gonna entertain that. Okay, what are you saying? You guys literally don't know what you're talking about right now.
So I agree with Zirene. I think rogues are really good. They're kind of like your classes that of the melee, I'm kind of more comfortable stacking a couple of them over anything else. Maybe you take like 1 Unholy, 1 Frost, and then 2 or 3 rogues. Like they're really valuable. That Tricks of the Trade is irreplaceable. It's a unique buff. It's a unique external, and their damage is absolutely ridiculous. Single target, they are like king. Maybe not like number 1, but they can compete for number 1 on pretty much every single fight in the entire game right now. In tier 7. And combat, I think, is slept on. I genuinely only have 1 log from beta with a good combat rogue that was actually doing well. But I think combat is super slept on, should do more than assassination overall. But either way, like I feel like the two go hand in hand, like Zirene said. I think to me they're probably like bottom of S+ tier, something like that.
Both of them bottom of S+.
Wait,
I think so.
Yeah, so for me, I think that the assassination on like bosses obviously is better, like you were saying. As a rogue, I'm probably gonna have both specs, right? And then like just change it over for bosses because I think combat on trash is just disgusting. So yeah.
Did you say combat above? Oh, whoops, fucking get the fuck out of
Real
here.
quick,
Get the
I
fuck
gotta go.
out of here.
My mom is
done.
here. I gotta go.
I love you, Joardee.
Guys. Thank you so much
Love
for
you,
having me.
Joardee.
Love you.
It's good talking to you, Zirene.
It's just the mages
everybody else,
left. You're
I'll
good.
see you guys soon.
Anytime, man. Hit me up.
Yeah. Good night, dudes.
Yeah, fuck sub. We're just not enough info and be nice, unless we really want to go that right away.
I don't know. Fuck this Discord call if I leave it. So.
Oh no.
Yeah, sure. Not enough info for it.
Okay, bye.
I would like to put not enough info, but do we need? The question is, do we need more info on sub? Can we just?
No.
We do. No, yeah, we do. I think sub could do some sneaky stuff here. They have some interesting cooldowns that work in a PvE environment, but we just haven't seen it. Like, I bet you there's probably legit 0 logs from beta of people doing sub and Naxx, so we just don't know.
Yeah, I haven't. I personally, like, I'm a rogue lover. I haven't seen enough rogue information. Simon was testing out this Phantom Knives build that was fucking crazy.
I mean, is that a subtlety exclusive thing?
No, that was just in general. I'm just talking about like, because I was quiet during the whole rogue part. I think rogues are so sick. But I've seen a lot of rogues underperform, and I've seen I wish I had more information on rogues. That Phantom Knives build was super fucking clutch. Like, I love it. I love the testing and the theory crafting. I think it might be insane for overall. And then obviously their single target is crazy.
Man,
I might push though for like the fact that I think Frost DK can. I think that Frost DK can be just ridiculous as we move faster through the raids. I think so. We'll see. Yeah, Phantom Knives. A lot of the damage though is from your Phantom Knives procs poisons.
Yes, and it's not AoE capped because of that.
Yeah.
So it's pseudo un-AoE capped because you can proc off of tiny hits too. Yeah. So you could Phantom Knives 100 mobs and poisons can proc off that, and it doesn't affect the poison damage.
Yeah.
Also, I think Simon Eyes was messing around with Rod of the Sun King, and it was procking off Phantom Knives, so he's getting infinite energy.
That's what it was. I heard like literally I had to leave before he swapped to Rod of the Sun King, and it was just that if that works, oh my god.
Yeah. And Sarthe, you mentioned like Frost DK is doing really well. I think I just want to throw it out there, like sometimes Frost can like absolutely miss on a trash pack. Sometimes they hit and sometimes they miss. If you don't have a killing machine with Howling Blast available, it's pretty weak. And meanwhile, like Rogue should do well. But pretty much
I think they run
trash pack.
Straight up. I'm telling you right now, this isn't like usually ran. I think for overall, Frost DK runs Death Chill. It's a 2-minute. You instantly get a crit. Like it's a free killing machine, and if you use it well on like a big small pack, like it'll be up for your next big small pack for your very first Howling Blast to crit on everything. That'll be fucking epic. But we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, people explain it's actually he was using Storm Shroud armor, which is 2% chance on melee attack of restoring 30 energy is the 3-piece set, some like level 50.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So 3 pieces of that, slap a Sun King on or slap it on your offhand or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, I would for some reason I would want to drop one of the rogues to S from S+, but I'm fine with it. But I just feel like I haven't had. I personally haven't had enough information.
For me, like Rogue is one of my top 3 DPS classes. I actually have it like above Unholy, because I feel like people are like really up good on Unholy, not just because of the sigil, but because Death Runes too. So I'm just like, they're getting extra damage that they shouldn't be getting. And when I compare like Rogue logs to Unholy logs, and I like try to subtract that damage the best I can, is just Rogues just beat them on overall. But that's what I see.
Yeah.
Right. I think
only tier 7
like,
for those like just only for phase 1. Yeah.
I do think there is a point to be made though. Like you could probably bring combat down to the top of S. I feel like S+ is getting a little crowded, and just to like make a little differentiation between the two, like you could probably do that. But the class kind of goes hand in hand. It's like y'all were saying, you're gonna like respec for bosses and stuff if you can manage it.
Okay, so Frost Mage, before anybody tries to flame it, I'm going to put it not enough info because everybody shit talks it. Frost Mage is not nearly as bad as everybody fucking says it is. You guys just aren't seeing a good one in there or any of them in there because they're all going Arcane and Fire.
Yeah, how much worse than Arcane is it?
I don't know. Nobody played it. I have no idea. I'm putting it. That's why I'm putting it not enough info because nobody fucking played it. I'm gonna play on the next round. Well, yeah.
Frost Mage is the best confirmed, dude.
I think if I remember Philippe, I was talking to the Mage guy and it was about I think they said 800 DPS lower than Arcane.
Yeah.
With Frost Firebolt being, I could be wrong. Correct me here. Oh, Esquire would know. 200 DPS lower than Arcane for the Fire spec. Mage in here can say big brain on that. But I'm leaving it here regardless of what anybody says because everybody shit talks Frost. I just think people haven't been playing it in Raid.
Well, back in original Wrath of the Lich King, Frost Mages were awesome.
Let's see what I'm thinking. Esquire has something to say.
Esquire knows. Throw it out there.
Esquire
I'm kind of with you though.
Yeah,
I think Frost Mage is definitely slept on, and there's just not enough info.
But we do have enough.
Is
info
it better
about
than
Fire.
Fury Warrior?
Yes, 100%. If I would say it's A tier. I'm saying it's A tier, bottom A. Frost is probably. I mean,
I'm not part of this list. I don't associate with this list at all.
I'm saying not enough info.
Yeah, what the heck?
Not my list.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Sure, I have no.
Exactly.
I have no basis. I don't know. Right.
Nobody
right,
fucking knows. That's why I thought not enough info.
Blood DPS should go there, not Frost.
Blood DK. Shut the fuck up about that, buddy. Fire Mage, which we can bundle
Why
up
do we
Fire.
let Crix be in charge of this? Yeah.
Let's bundle up Fire and Frost Firebolt into the same thing. Or yeah,
Fire Mage definitely not performing well.
Phase 1 is what the fuck are you talking about?
In 25 man? Did you not?
200 DPS less than Arcane. Like not even. I think it's 100 DPS if I remember correctly.
B tier, bro. What?
Frost Firebolt is B tier. You think?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I would say above Ret though. Yeah. I would say above Ret and Ellie maybe. I would say above Ret and Ellie.
Trash dies too fast for them to ramp up, right? Trash dies too fast for them to ramp up.
You're getting 12 seconds.
Their single target is
Living Bomb, Sag.
Yeah, I mean, if things lived for like a long time, they would be fucking amazing. They would be amazing. But it doesn't. Like things don't live nearly long enough for them to stack up. And then later they obviously scale. They scale insanely, but they're obviously going to be nutty later late game. But right now it's just like we've seen really good ran with like Felipe, Criteria, right? Ran with really good mages, some of the world's best mages, and I'm pretty sure Fire is B tier.
I will say, Fire is in a really bad place with the template gear. And
yes,
if you,
Mage in general is in a horrible place, more than almost all the other classes with the template gear. They're missing so much mana, like 4K mana or something. 4 or 5K
Arcane
mana.
Doesn't require nearly as much hit as Fire.
It's not about the hit. It's about the fucking mana pool. Especially for Arcane. Fair. They're using Arcane Barrage to dump because they're getting shit procs on their fucking AMs. You know what I mean?
Just saying.
I guess we can talk about why we're here too.
What about Esquire's full Prebis
Fire's
gear?
Yeah, exactly. So like Fire early is going to be, somewhere like where we're putting it here on this list, but they jump up a lot just within this same exact phase and this same tier, just with more gear. I'm telling you, Fire does a lot better with just a little bit of gear.
I think it's higher than B, but I'll let you guys say B. I tried. Arcane?
It's
an A tier, I think. I don't know.
You just dropped it in S plus?
I was gonna say S plus S, at least S. What? Mid A is S tier as fuck. You're trolling right now. Have you not seen the mages in our raid?
It's ahead of
with
Shadow
template
Priest,
gear, missing 5K mana. You're drunk.
Top of A tier.
You're fucking faded, bro. What?
I don't know. I think top of A.
Krat, what do you think? Krat's here. What do you?
Mages in chat, bro. You're gonna ask a mage what they think, bro. You know what they're gonna say? They're gonna say A S triple plus.
It could be bottom of S. They could be bottom of S.
S, but not S plus. Mages trash on beta. S tier. If you think mages trash on beta, your mages are trash when you were in your raid on beta. Period. Point blank.
They're definitely not S plus.
Yeah, you guys are disrespecting the casters in a,
I was gonna say
weird
top
way
of A or
now,
bottom
bro.
of S.
Weird way.
They're very solid. They're very solid, and they will be really good as long as they get gear also too.
Template gear. Remember,
right.
I've seen our mages when we're in our runs full of 25 people pumping, right, or for more or less pumping, and template gear with the absolute worst mana pool in the world, using fucking Arcane Barrage. Rugs, how much do you see them use Arcane Barrage in private servers just because they can't get a proc to dump their mana, and they're still fucking up there. AoE, yeah, whatever. You know, I can't. You know, I guess on the overall weekend, that's where it's probably why it's not an S+, right?
Yeah, but they're fighting. Yeah, they're fighting. Yeah, everyone is in shitty gear, but mages do a lot of scaling with gear.
Well, everyone's in shitty gear, but the mages got the worst out of all of them. I think. I can't talk. I guess out of the casters, I can't talk for the melee, but out of all the casters, warlocks are. I mean, it was shitty, but it wasn't nearly as bad as the mages because they need their mana, bro. Arcane specifically needs their mana more than anything. They're wasting their procs on. They're wasting their pumps. They're dumping on Arcane barrage, bro. Like I know you don't know what that means because you don't play mage. It's a fucking shitty thing to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think with even previous gear, if we try to look at this, which is hard to do, if you try to look at it like everybody in previous gear, which obviously we'll be able to do this again when it comes time to it and look back at this and see how we speculated. But there, I think I bought them at S+ if they had the right gear. I think so.
I think you're right, actually. I think my first take was probably a little cooked. I went back and looked at my other monitor at some logs, and good Arcane mage with like an Innervate or potentially like a mana Tide Totem or something, like, yeah, they will do more overall than a lot of these classes. Yeah, it's probably higher on S than even where you have it right now.
Yes, and remember, mage, they're AoE, they're AAing because they can't blizzard because everything's getting moved out of the spot. They're just blinking enrage and being able to AoE right there, AoE. While you guys are just holding W the whole fucking time.
Bro, extend those
everybody's
slows.
getting cleave and everybody's getting cleaved down. Warlocks are in the back trying to get a fucking seed op, but we can't because we have to stop moving. I can't do Hurricane with my Boomy because you guys keep moving all the time. Starfall's on cooldown. Mages are right there. A.
That's still Krat doing less DPS than me on Feral or on Marksman though.
This is a different
look,
log.
bro, look, it's literally after
I know,
Marksman.
but like,
look. I put
this,
Marksman first.
Is this 10 man or is this 25?
It's 25.
Yeah, okay, but yeah. But that's like but that like on overall is still less, right? And I missed out on Thaddeus because I missed the jump twice because I'm a fucking bot, right? And that's still like 140 DPS less.
Okay, well, not all overall logs are created equal.
Yeah, I know.
Also, you have to remember,
more,
some people are not paying attention the whole time. Just because you were doesn't mean we were or Krat was.
You're telling me Krat's not paying attention the whole time?
You never know. You never know what they're doing. We don't know if he died on something. You know what I mean? We can't use one
Krat's
raid
a fucking
and go,
great
oh,
player.
that one.
You're right.
Yeah, but you are too, and you missed the jump. Nigga, the fuck?
You're actually right. They might be
What are you
better than
talking
we
about?
think
People
they
fuck
are
up.
because mage players get super bored pressing 2 buttons that they just check out for the rest of the raid. So we can't actually use any of the data at all, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But no, I do think that mages actually, like, they bring a buff. Arcane mages bring a buff that 2 other classes we have much lower on the list bring, right? Rep paladins, and then BM hunters. Or sorry, no, BM hunters and rep paladins. Yeah. So you're gonna bring an arcane mage no matter what. So eventually we will see exactly where they sit. And I think that they're pretty good. I think they're really good. They bring some really nice things to the raid. So I think I would put him above Hunter. Just to tilt
said he had
more.
COVID during the entire raid test as well.
I
and I was sick as fuck too. And I remember how everybody remembers me being sick as fuck during the raid testing, and I was miserable as shit, throwing up mid fucking boss, bro. So and that's just saying. And Criteria said he had COVID the whole time. So using that little bit of raid testing, I feel like it's good to get an overall number on it. But look at all the bugs and shit that were happening. Like we need another round of raid testing, and then we can do it again and be like, oh, okay, well Arcane Mage was worse than it was, or it was better than it was, or Ellie actually was doing good, like I think it will.
I think, yeah, maybe I'm biased. I think Hunter is gonna surprise people, and I think Unholy is gonna surprise people.
I don't think it will because it already did. Like it's here. It's S tier.
Yeah,
it's S plus. Look at this. How's that surprising anybody? We already here. It's here.
Well, no. Just like if people think other classes will beat him, or it'll be more weak without the sigil, because a lot of tests without the sigil. It's just the Death Rune thing does skew. But yeah, I think
I don't even like.
I think when we see a really good Hunter, I think it's gonna be crazy. I really want to go into the raid again. We need to go again.
Yeah.
Right.
Fucking, yeah.
That's like a huge take from this is like there's realistic. We're all basing it off of early information, and we need to see the raids more. Right? We need to go again.
Yeah, and shit gear, and also know like a lot of these logs are. I'll use Copium example. Look at our logs with him in it. He's in full fucking heroic kitted gear. Or whoever's in who knows. There's people in the raid like Spoon,
there's
like
a couple
Spoon
people
in full fucking gear.
Spoon
Meanwhile,
full gear,
Sarthe
Copium full gear, and then
exactly.
I'm the only person below them.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
So there's
I'm
that
right
to look
below.
into as well too. So I think that's why what I'm trying to do is during the time from now to the next beta opening, I want all my casters geared up so I can just go in there with them all geared. So get out of that template gear and see what it feels like to have gear in it. You know what I mean?
And I also ran the wrong fucking. I had explosive shock glyph still the whole time. I was fucking so annoyed because I was supposed to go survival and then switch.
So you see how you that's what I mean when I said we can't look at one log. Everybody's making mistakes. Everybody's trying to figure out what's the best for their class because shit is bugged and what's not. You know what I mean? So this is a very bad judgment. We can't just use that one, you know, these things. That's why we need more testing.
I think we're going to see Hunter do like 4.6k on overall.
I think really when Hunter min-maxers get it, they're going to be fucking shoo.
Yeah.
Doing some dams. Doing some
Spoon
deep dams.
Spoon did highly illegal sigil threat.
Yeah, but Spoon also did raids without being highly illegal, and he was still hard carrying. But he's also the most geared DK on like the server or some shit. He's like the first 80. Like, dude, he's like super fucking gaming.
And what all these saying, yeah, as fights get shorter, yeah, Arcane even blasts. Arcane gets stronger. Yeah.
Yeah, I could Fury. It's not gonna be S tier, S plus. Yeah, but I could see everything, literally everything going up. I'm not saying that. Wow, this is all speculation. None of us play all of this shit. We're just trying.
So is this at, like the beginning of the phase? Are we talking like end of phase, like what the meter's gonna look like?
I have no clue at this point.
We just said phase one.
Yeah, phase one.
Yeah, that's
phase
a good.
No,
all right, redo the whole thing.
Shit.
Oh,
God damn it.
I don't know. I'm probably in the minority here, but I think Fury Warriors are better than our perception of them.
What do you think? What do you think on Fury versus Ret?
I think they're slightly better with.
You think Fury's better than Ret?
I think when you're completely geared, because Fury's the best scaling class in the game with gear, right? Like, they use every statistic.
I would agree with that because I think in Old War, Fury's already going to start going up. I don't think Fury's going to be. I don't think they're going to be garbage until like what did they say TOGC or some shit? Nah, I think it's going to be phase 1 bis. They're already here, and then maybe even more than that, right? But I don't know. It's speculation. I have no fucking idea. I don't play a warrior.
I'm not necessarily mad about it. I think it's going to be an issue. I think Fury is definitely. I think the players that we have will showcase the class in a way. The only thing I think that's obviously like negative for Fury is that DKs just do what they do but better. That's like in Furies are consistent at always. They never have to drink, they never have to stop. You can always press W. They're so solid always, right? You bring like the Sunders obviously because you don't want to have your rogues doing that, especially on trash. You can throw Sunders up on trash, which adds up for your raid a lot. Furies bring a lot of utility. They're fucking very solid. And the players that play Fury Warrior are some of the best players in the world. It's just like what it is. They will go ham to figure it out. So I'm excited.
Said up arrow to S. We know it's really good, and that's about where we feel like it would be, but there just wasn't enough. There just wasn't enough of these to go around. This is bugged out. I don't think BM's going to be much better, but nobody knows. So it's like we just never saw most of this in here. Feral's one of those things where yes, there was a lot of Feral in there, but like were they playing right? You know what I mean?
Should probably take all the things in tank heals and just keep them down at the bottom and remove that because people are going to think that that's the order of the tanks and the healers.
We are done, but since you can order this if you want. What do you think? You're the tank guy. What do you guys think an order for the tank would be?
Oh my god, have fun!
Hey, no. just a little secret extra for you guys. Come on, Zirene, you're on the spot. Where are you going with the tanks here, Doug?
In terms of what? Because there's so many different things for tanks.
Damage, please. Only damage.
In only damage?
Yeah, let's do damage.
Just keep it simple.
Let's do damage. Yeah, that's a good call.
In terms of damage, it's Prop Paladin number 1.
Okay.
Prop Paladin's number 1.
Feral Druid or Warrior?
Warrior,
I would say.
Warrior, Feral, and then Blood.
Okay.
In that order.
Blood by like a mile.
Yeah. Blood does like nothing, sadly. Blood makes the mobs as useless as you are. Like, they don't do damage to you, but you don't do anything either. Like, it's so stupid.
Yep.
You're actually just the meat wall. So yeah, that's below Feral.
Yeah, but it has Hysteria.
But it has Hysteria?
Crit buff?
Crit buff is big. I guess Trauma debuff.
Swapping a cat. Yeah. Big DPS.
I think that Bear's
because Bear would just swap the cat DPS, right?
Bear's so much more damage. Yeah, Blood just does not do much damage.
Yep.
Healers. Yeah. I mean, it's healers. You can rank. I mean, Holy Paladins, Priest, Resto Druids.
I think you literally just move. You move Holy Priest to
where right here
to the middle.
3 or 4.
And then it's 3.
Yeah, 3.
Resto Druid. I love Resto Druid though. They kind of interfere with
so fun. Resto Druid's out here having a good time.
Yeah, they really.
Yeah, they're fun.
I would say these are interchangeable.
Damage,
I would say Paladin first, Disc 2, 3, and 4. These are interchangeable maybe, and then Resto Shaman's right behind them. But don't fucking look at Resto Shaman like it's garbage. These are all fucking amazing healers right now. I think the point of today was Joardee was saying that Holy was much better than what they thought it was going to be when they were in the tier 7, which Rug said. Actually, if you recall the last time we did a tier list, he said Holy's going to be a little bit of a sleeper. Woo! That was fun, boys!
Holy shit.
Holy shit! Can't wait to read the comments after this one. Huh?
Oh,
Ready for